doesn't intrigue me. There's no part of me that says I want a boat.
Yeah, same
So
here.
whatever. But anyways, finish on and I'll make my statements at the end of what I feel about it.
Yeah.
Tim Sweeney said that everyone's being too harsh here. There has been a significant rise of the cost of components that Steam customer spending ultimately funds. The economic trends that have created severe disruptions in the component parts supply chain for mega yachts. So, yeah, Gabe Noel owns like a huge mega yacht. It's like the 50th largest yacht in the world.
Yeah.
It has like its own hospital and stuff in it.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's a crazy yacht. For sure. Although, really, Tim Sweeney, obviously he posted this. Some people are happy, or some people were unhappy. Some of the comments below his Twitter posts were some funny ones. One of the top ones was, and this is kind of where my argument's going to come into. It says, "Hey Tim, when was the last time Valve laid off their employees?" No, yeah, never. That's inherently wrong.
Yeah.
Valve did lay off employees back in 2019, where they let go 13 employees. And 6 years before that, they laid off tens of staff.
And they don't have a whole lot of people to begin with.
No, that's one of the things. The Steam is not a big. That's one reason that makes them like one of the highest like net profit companies out there. Is they're like. That's what makes Gabe so rich.
Yeah,
is that they have such a low overhead cost because of the low number of employees that they do have. This is not, and PC Gamer points it out. This is small in comparison to just a couple months ago, Epic laying off 1,000 employees.
Yeah,
who reported that they had only a slight hint that the company's revenue wasn't doing well. So, yeah, I think that puts it pretty well. Tim Sweeney, who has Epic, who isn't actually producing any hardware, who can't like go ahead and really comment on like how bad the memory shortage is, right? Like that's not affecting him.
Yeah.
In the slightest. To make this kind of statement when his company's losing millions of dollars, he's having to let go thousands of employees, all because he wants to keep giving away free games on his Epic store that no one's using.
That no one is using. Yeah, I mean, it's a very weird attack, to say the least. Like, why? Why would he do that? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it seems kind of
Does he think he's a defender of the people all of a sudden now or something? That doesn't make sense to me. That's crazy. Yeah. And yeah, Gabe Newell's like uber rich again for all the reasons that you pointed out.
There's plenty of reasons to talk shit about Gabe, but
yeah,
like this doesn't seem one of the avenues to do so. He picked the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, does he just like hate the guy? That's what it feels like. And so, well, and I think he's so this will go into my article because people are really upset at the price of the Steam Deck.
Well, to be fair, it went up by like 50%, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh shoot, is this the article that didn't have? Oh no, this does. Yeah. So $240 to $300 is the price increase. So like the most expensive one I think you can get is like $1,000 now. And like it doesn't even offer that big of a benefit over the next lowest one. So I think it's literally just storage space. There's some pretty good comments though. There's a lot of good memes that are out there. But yeah, I think, you know, this is all we're starting to really see the effects of all of these different things coming together, and just making prices go up. You know, either way you cut it, like the components are more expensive. They have to be shipped around. That's more expensive to do now.
No, the issue's real. Like it's like insane.
Yeah,
the cost of this memory crisis is huge.
And I mean, like the instability that the oil prices going up have brought, it's affecting everything. You know, before the Hormuz stuff started, we were seeing like huge delays, and it's like, okay, like is that just because of tariff stuff, or what exactly is going on?
Well, there's two. There's two big reasons, right? The tariffs are bringing up the cost of components to manufacture, and then these AI and data centers are like buying up everything.
Yeah, exactly. They they're swallowing, and that's the thing, like they had all the RAM and they're swallowing up all the disk space. You know, those are the same types of components, and so there's a lot of the same raw materials that are used there. So it put the squeeze on, you know, SSDs, which is primarily what these companies want, these AI companies. But because there's such a shortage, did I talk about that on the show last week? That it's like, you know, the regular companies even are now looking at older, different kinds of stock to just fit their needs, like hard drives. You know, companies aren't buying SSDs for their servers anymore because they're just so expensive. They've moved on to like, okay, well, we need to replace the drive. It's gonna be like 50% less if we get a normal hard drive over an SSD, and then that in turn is making it more expensive for those basic components for the average person. And so I can't remember if I talked about this before, but I had some RAM that I had lying around. It's pretty old, and I bought it for around like $40, I think. It was just kind of spare RAM, and I dug it up and I went to go look how much I could sell it for, because I'm probably not ever going to use it. And the prices of it are double. It's old RAM. Like it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah. So yeah, the price is going up on hardware. I don't think these companies want to do that, because they know that it's going to be such a shocking amount. But the fact of the matter is, it's like everything, all of that stuff is extra expensive right now, which sucks big time.
It really does. It's making things insanely priced.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we're here talking about video games and whatnot primarily, but I mean, we're seeing communities that are like suffering with food because the prices are just becoming so expensive that just food across the board. You know, it's crazy that right now we're I was reading one report where I can't remember where it was, but local businesses are now being able to provide food that's, you know, that's usually considered something where it's like, oh, you got the food from the farm down the street. They don't have like a distribution. So yeah, it's going to be way more expensive to get that. That food is now cheaper than what you get at like Walmart and shit, or wherever this grocery store was. And it's just like the distribution chain, it doesn't matter right now. it's failing. So crazy stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess speaking of people's like backlash to things, Microsoft had to make a response to their handling of upgrading the Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
So they did like a big update thing recently, and they delisted like the original Outer Worlds and replaced it with the Spacer's Choice edition.
Mm-hmm.
If the anyone with the base game in their libraries, they stated that anyone with the base game in their libraries before May 27th could upgrade to the Spacer Choice for free.
Yes.
The team, you know, was quick to assure players that while it wouldn't impact anyone who already owned the base edition, I guess it did.
Yeah.
At least people on the PC don't seem to have an issue. Anyone who's on the PC doesn't seem to have an issue. This is coming.
I think if you bought it through Game Pass through the Xbox Store.
Maybe. Just what I've seen is the Spacer's Choice Edition upgrade, like free upgrade that was supposed to come on for Xbox One and PlayStation. Seems to be the biggest issue, because they need to for those, you need to own the base game and both DLCs or the season pass. So they had to make a response after people were throwing a fit, obviously. Some people saying it was a bait and switch and absolutely illegal.
Yeah.
Anyways, responding to the query on Twitter, Obsidian wrote, apologies for the confusion due to unforeseen platform limitations. This is why I said consoles.
Yeah.
It's because it does seem to be something with the console. Due to unforeseen platform limitations, Xbox One and PS4 digital owners need to own both the DLCs to be eligible for the upgrade. Please feel free to reach out to our support team for more assistance. IGN reached out, and a Microsoft spokesperson told them that the Outer Worlds Spacer Choice Edition upgrade was intended to say thanks to anyone who's purchased the Outer World base game by providing them a free update or upgrade to the newly improved version. However, due to various entitlement restrictions and back-end issues, we weren't able to provide this as smoothly as we wish to our players, and they're rightfully upset. If you purchase the base game on Xbox or PS4 between April 30th and May 27th, or have an issue with the upgrade, to please contact their customer support team, and they'll work with you to make it right. And sorry again for the frustrations around this. Furthermore, the upgrade will continue to be free for PC players if they own the delisted base game. Due, however, to how entitlements work on consoles, the digital owners moving forward will need to have the DLCs or expansion pass to be eligible. So big kind of whoopsie and
Yeah, I mean,
in that.
and it sounds like people who just purchase a game.
It's mostly with people who just purchased it.
Yeah.
Seeming.
Yeah. So,
And they're seemingly willing to work with you. So if you reach out to customer support,
right.
you may still get your hands on that. For nothing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of these things where I think it's fair that people jump to this kind of like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Because let's just look at the track record.
That's rightfully upsetting, just because they had stated before,
Yeah.
that it was gonna, no, it's just gonna happen, and it did for me. Mine didn't have an issue. Although I did have all DLCs and stuff, so
Well, that's not fair.
I guess it wouldn't have really been an
Yeah.
issue either way. And on PC, so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, they're trying to make it right though. So
at least they responded pretty quickly and didn't just like hide.
yeah, I'm wondering though, like, did they not realize what was going to happen? Because they could have gotten ahead of this, and they didn't. So yeah, they just let it run free and let people do their wild speculations, which I don't think helped them. But again, they must have not realized what was happening in the background, right? Like somebody went, "Oh shit, this isn't working as intended. What's going on?" Found out it has something to do with the way things were coded, and now they're screwed. But hey, as long as you get the PSA, you can do something about it and give them a ring, shoot them an email, and get at it. I think that's pretty cool for them to do that, honestly. Like, they didn't have to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, you're taking the game, you're delisting it. Like, this is the least you should do. But in a world where the Microsofts of the world wouldn't normally do that stuff, this sort of thing should be praised. So, good. More importantly, I'm glad that they're not like, oh yeah, we said that, but we're not going to be able to do it. So sorry, you guys are fucked.
Yeah.
But maybe part of that comes down to a legal component, because yeah. Because that is for sure false advertising, I believe.
Yeah, it's an issue.
Yeah. That's putting it lightly. Okay. I'm gonna go into this because it's my last article.
Do it.
So, PlayStation has decided to shut down Destruction All Stars. This is a game that came out, what was it, 2021? Right? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
And it had some development issues, pricing issues. It was supposed to release at like, I think it was $70 actually, was what the original price was supposed to be. And instead, they decided to release it on PlayStation Plus for free. So if you had PlayStation Plus, you could play the game. A few months later, they decided to release it to the masses for $20 a pop. It never really took off. I don't think it was completely dead, but not that I played it. But yeah, it was one of these games that was just, you had a few people who love to mess around in it. But it just didn't appeal to anyone. There's apparently a lot of issues with the games if you go by the reviews of it. But Sony decided earlier this week that they were going to shut it down. They gave no notification of this. They just delisted it and shut down the servers and sent out a message via the PlayStation Network to users. And then it was done. So just kind of pulled the plug out. And that's the end of this game.
Out from under you.
Yep. Just completely out from under you. It's one thing where I'm sure this game was losing money overall. But it's kind of
crazy. I don't know many people who played it.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who played
it. Even when it came out.
Yeah. No.
I mean, at one point it was free.
Yeah. Well, free with PlayStation Network. It might have had like a free to play like weekend or month or whatever.
Yeah, it was one of like the PS Plus free games.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah. Yeah, when it first released, that's how it was. So yeah, but even then, I don't know anybody that really even checked it out. Not even just a little curious. But yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's why it's important that people are out there trying to like codify stuff into law for consumer rights. Whether you like disagree with everything or nothing of like stop killing games, like that's kind of like what it's trying to prevent.
Yeah.
And not just like the closure of it, but like the sudden closure of a game. Which goes right into my next little story here.
Yeah.
Or news thing. Stop Killing Games is making progress here in California. I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about how it was moving to the California State Assembly.
Yeah.
Well, they did the vote for it. For the Protect Our Games Act, also known as the AB 1921 bill.
Yes.
It passed the vote at the State Assembly floor by 43-16. The bill would require companies. So a lot of this was it is in kind of just plain terms. None of this has gone over like in depth what it means. So don't ask. But the bill requires companies to provide 60 days notice prior to ending the support of games. Speaking of the thing you were just talking about, they would have needed to provide 2 months. Hey, or at least 2 months of a notice that this game was going to end.
Yeah.
In addition, those companies would have to provide a way for owners to continue to play the game afterwards. In parentheses, such as providing an offline mode or support through community servers or offer a refund.
Well, okay, so yeah, the bill states it needs to be a full refund of the game. Yep. A patch to get the game working, or an alternate version of the game that would allow it to. That version of the game obviously would be playable.
Yeah.
So
according to the Chris Ward, who is an assembly member of California.
Mm-hmm.
According to him, a constituent in San Diego who was tired of seeing their game shut down after recent purchases had brought up the proposition to him. The goal being to ensure that online games remain playable after their developers and their publishers cease to support them. Of course, this comes off of the whole Stop Killing Games initiative, which kind of spawned off of Ubisoft's delisting of The Crew, which has even led to them backtracking. The Crew 2 is already planning end of life, and they've already stated that The Crew 2 will be playable like offline and without their support. So like progress was already being kind of...
I think we should note on here that they did promise to do that before the Stop Killing Games initiative got heavy traction. Whether that influenced them or not, but
they did state that, but it was off of the backlash from the Crew.
Yes.
It's from that same backlash.
Yeah.
All of it. Like the Stop Killing Games started, and The Crew 2 has like an end of life because of how much backlash they face.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel comfortable stating it is from the backlash on that front.
Oh no, 100%. They even said that in their statement originally, that they understood why people were upset. And
I'm not saying it's Stop Killing Games that stopped this.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear that it wasn't that.
Because I think those started at like the same time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
both of those were kind of happening at the same moment. Like Stop Killing Games had like just started. They weren't even like talking about, like, that was like before the big vote. That was before the whole pirate software debacle.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that was still early stages.
Yeah.
So obviously, bill still needs to go further.
Yeah.
Now that it did pass the assembly, it'll move on to the state senate, where it needs to drum up a lot more support for it to have a chance. There are some heavy opponents behind it, most notably the ESA, U.S. Trades Association for the video games industry, and organizers of the now defunct E3 Expo.
Yeah.
ESA objected by claiming what we've heard before. It could force developers to spend limited time and resources keeping old systems running instead of creating new games, features, and technology. ESA
Sorry, go ahead.
Stop Killing Games had responded to ESA's statements earlier in May. That's when they said that those. And they stated this is the same fight as in Europe, a grassroots customer movement asking for basic end-of-life protections versus the industry lobby trying to preserve its right to sell games that can be later rendered useless while preserving control.
Yeah.
I stated it before at the beginning of this. I don't think it takes too much to meet the criteria for basic end of life.
With the way that this bill is written, because I did dig into it, it's not a very long bill. Just go look up California AB 1921. You can read it. It's like 2 pages long.
It's not all that big.
No, but
I'm sure it needs to be clarified more beyond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there probably will be, because there is a lot that isn't in there. To break it down here, the first thing it states is that digital goods can't use the word buy or purchase or phrases like that would cause a reasonable person to expect unrestricted ownership of the game. That's point one.
I think that's a big point too.
Yeah, I think it is.
It out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Because with them, with that, especially them pushing the narrative. Oh, well, you don't own it.
Yeah, right.
Their whole license narrative.
Which I mean,
number of people like a number of us have realized this over time, but there's a lot that haven't. Like they expected to be able to. They bought the game. It's their game.
Yeah, and then that's the idea here is that license should at least give you something there. You know, even if you don't quote unquote own the game because you don't own the code or whatever, all that other stupid bullshit, there should be an expectation of some of the basic things that you could do. Like, sure, maybe you can't take that code, change it around and redistribute it, but I kind of think you should be able to take that code and be able to fuck with it and do what you want. I think that's fair.
As long as you're not turning around and selling it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even just straight redistributing it, you know, I can see how that could be like, hey, maybe you can't do that.
I don't know if you're giving stuff out for free.
Yeah, but it's not yours to give away for free. You know, that's like, I copied some art and now I'm
into like mod community, right?
Not necessarily.
What the mod community kind of does.
Some mods do, but not necessarily. Because mods can just tap into, hook into the code and change things around without ever really redistributing any of the original code. So, I mean, again, not that all mods do that. There's definitely some mods that do, but I don't think that's an exclusive, like, that is what all mods do. But going on, so this will start, if everything all goes well, it'll start at the very beginning of next year. And here's, so like you said, there has to be communication to purchasers or prospective purchasers 60 days before the game ends. That states that that you know, if there's any features that are going away, that they'll no longer be available. And that if there's any security risks, they must be stated. If those security risks would happen because of the services ending. And then there needs to be clear instruction on how to continue to use the game or obtain the refund. And it must be done within game or on their website, which I think is super key here. That's how these things should be communicated, that you have a direct channel already because you own this fucking thing. This service, like, yes, this must be communicated through the game itself. How hard is that? One other thing too about when the services end, they cannot distribute a version of the game that would require any services that need to be used that are controlled by what they say operator in the bill, which is just the company that owns the servers and really is releasing the game. So that means any online DRM would have to be removed, which I don't think is too big of a deal.
I have my opinions about DRM and how it shouldn't be a thing, but so yeah, I don't really see that big of a deal here.
Well, I mean, the only issue I could see is that I've heard of that DRM can be a problem if you're trying to remove it from a game because it can break things, because it's such an integrated part of the whole system of the game, right? So there's that issue, but I don't think it's like these companies aren't going to be like, oh yeah, we definitely need to hold on to it. Like, we can't agree to this because, hey, the game's like old at this point. Like, sure, who cares? You know, as long as it's not too much of a technical hurdle, there shouldn't be a problem. And again, I don't think it'll be that horrible. You just got to figure out some code and whatnot. Then this goes on to say that so any it doesn't include subscription-based services that are offered for sale access to digital games sold during the duration of the subscription period. If there's games that are offered that have no monetary consideration at all, this also doesn't apply to them. And games where access is offered, it cannot be revoked after the transaction, the game itself, and access to the game. So obviously that doesn't apply to those games at all. So this,
the all the above part with like so everything above, like applying for the refund, like everything we've talked about, from like the needs to the 60 days, the 60-day citing and stuff like that. It doesn't apply to, like, there's just 3 core things. Basically, if you're a subscription-based game, like most MMOs, free to play games.
Yeah, if it's free to play, this doesn't apply.
And then games where you're allowed to download a permanent offline version that can be used without connecting to the internet. Because you basically already meet the above criteria.
Yeah.
Your game,
exactly.
Your game is already playable. Like there's no reason it can be taken off, basically.
Yeah.
Without them going and like ripping it off your hard drive. I mean, I think it covers it fairly well. I think there's obviously some points that can be like narrowed down and probably would be, whether it be through like overtime, through court actions and stuff. This is also important to keep in mind that this is only in the state of California.
Yeah.
But things like this do end up affecting all around, right? It's one reason that we were pushing the whole thing with Stop Killing Games in Europe, and we're watching them. One of the main reasons that we like still have our eye on like seeing what happens, because when big markets like that, like the entirety of Europe, make rules, usually they get followed and kind of spread across everything. Just so it's easier for them to sell it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see things where, like, in certain countries, they have it's a little different, and that could possibly happen with the Stop Killing Games thing. But I think seeing initiatives like this are like really good. Like, it might not be enough, there's plenty to say here for it, but I hope to see more.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's some things that sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, and just a general sense of like consumer protections, not even just in video games, and just consumer protections in general.
Yeah,
stuff like this is like huge steps, and I support.
Well, I think there are some big issues here because I think this is going to have I shouldn't say it's going to. It could have a very big unintended effect. That just by reading the bill, it seems like this will cause bigger developers to probably go to a free-to-play model. So you'll have more microtransactions in games.
Well, I mean, we're already seeing that, right? If AAA games want to start releasing themselves for free and having more microtransactions, great. I mean, they're already garbage.
Yeah, but I mean, look at things like ESO, right? Like, there isn't as heavy of a push to go and, buy things in the game as you see in a lot of other games. And part of that is because you do purchase the game, and then you get access to the servers.
I don't know. They really try and push that ESO Plus on you.
Yeah, but honestly, that's not as bad as like other games where, you know, you get that one ad that pops in where you log in, you're like, yeah, sure, I don't want
Well,
it.
yeah, it's
And then
it's not made by Ubisoft or ESA, so
Yeah.
I don't have like pops-ups about
I mean, Marvel
what
Rivals.
my money could buy.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals, you start it up and there's 3 fucking ads before you can even click into any game mode, you know?
Right.
So yeah,
That's a free-to-play game though, so
that's what I'm saying. This is what you could be looking at. You'll have more ads constantly in your games.
I think my feeling that there is that like they've already started doing that. Even with premium games, they've started throwing like
yeah, but this
most notably
encourages.
Ubisoft and like ESA have started already
yeah.
doing those things.
Oh no, 100%.
With $60, $70, and now $80 titles, they still throw in those like, hey, you know, you can purchase all of this, right? Like pop-ups right as soon as you start the game.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
you would be encouraging it more. It not necessarily that this is what would happen, but it is a thing that could happen. You could see less games offered in a way where you would just get access and it goes a free-to-play model or a subscription model.
I see that happening more with. I mean, we see them backing out. Just so the live service thing.
And this
they've already started backing out a little bit.
This could bring it back, though. Is what I'm saying is that it means that
But
if
I think
you
it brings it back in a more. Sorry, let me finish my point on it, which was, I think it brings it back a little bit more to like, they might try and push more live service again, right? But they're not gonna, because they're gonna want to keep it free. They're gonna try and maintain those for free instead of charging, you know, $30 to $70 to play their live service game.
yeah, but I mean that'll come
Which
across
is also
in
going to be
different ways.
but that's also going to be a risk for them.
Or you end up paying, you know, $20 a month just to get access to the game.
Yeah, it could bring back the whole MMO subscriptions being a little bit bigger of a thing. Which look, they can go that route and stuff, but I do have a feeling that it will restrict not only us in that sense, but also them. They're gonna hurt themselves a little bit by doing that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's my point is that it's not going to help the games industry. It's going to cause, you know, shifty developers to do shiftier things for in ways that the public already does not like and have stated that they don't like. But then they're going to point to this bill and say, this is why we have to do this. This is what you guys wanted.
I'm sure they're going to try and point to that, but
that's what'll
I don't
happen.
know. I think if enough people,
I'm not even like saying either that's good or bad.
I think they might try that aspect, but I don't think enough people will actually buy it. You know what I mean?
But they're not wrong. That's the problem, is that if a company does say that, they'll say, yes, we switched to this model so that we can fall within the guidelines of what this law says. This is what you guys wanted.
Realize that no, they fell into those guidelines so that they don't have to obey the other part. So they don't have to have an end of life. So they don't have to have a game. Like, everyone's going to see that part.
Yeah,
They're going to end up spending less money because they're not going to be. They're going to have to rely on customers. They're going to be into making worse games, so therefore making less money. Therefore, even more downfall of the AAA games, which I don't really see a downside to.
I get what you're saying, but I think, you know, when it comes to these rules, it's here's my example. So we had Concord, right? Failure from day one, right? This would have been if this bill would have been out at the time, then this developer or publisher would have had it accounted for 2 months of support minimum, and the game would have ran for 2 months, right? Now 2 months of support for a game from a AAA developer, that's not inexpensive. Let's keep that in mind. It's not inexpensive for an indie developer. Either it's a much different number, but that's because the staff sizes are different. That's mainly what it boils down to. And so having to work that into your budget means you're cutting that out of the game production. You just are. That's probably the way it's going to go. Anything that's money not being used for the development of the game itself, that's where it goes to other things like marketing and this sort of stuff.
So my point on like your example of Concord with your like subscription thing is that they'd offer like, okay, they turn that game into now subscription based instead, so that they don't have to go buy the other rest of it, right?
Well, no, I'm just saying.
How many people
I'm
would
just
have
saying
actually
that
purchased a subscription though? You know, they would have hurt themselves even more.
No.
It would have been an even bigger failure.
That's not my argument here. My thing here is just on day one, it would have been a failure, right? Like if that would have been a failure, they would have had to keep it around for 2 months to support it, according to this law. So even though they know they only have 100 people playing the game, they still have to support that game and lose money on it over the course of 2 months, right? Like they just have to keep it open. That is what it says in this law.
Yeah, but support and keep open are kind of two different things. If you're going to drop it, you're not going to provide that much support besides leaving the server up for 2 months. And honestly, that's not going to be a big enough basis for any of these AAA companies pushing live service games. It's not going to hurt their wallet enough.
Wait, what do you mean?
To keep a server open for 2 months.
Yeah, it's gonna
a fraction of how much money these people make on games.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, but I mean, still, like, in AAA games, that's one thing. But still, the fact that they're gonna have to just keep that open, and they do have to support it. I can't remember. I have this in my notes. I'd have to run through the bill, but.
And also, if they make it free to play, they won't have to. It instantly negates them from the above section. They don't have to keep it up for 60 days.
Well,
if they
okay.
make the game free.
That's the other thing here is that what if they intended to sell it though, right? Like they didn't want it to be free to play. And it comes out and yeah, you have to buy the game and you know, it's only 100 people have bought the game and your game isn't going anywhere. What if you make it free to play at that point? Does that negate the rest of this? Because there's no language in the bill that says that.
Well, I think that would come down to what, like, that's the sort of thing that I talk about when like things would have to be figured out in court, right?
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to break it down because, I mean, let's face it, no bill is going to be perfect on the first, and that's basically what the courts are like there for, right? Like,
yeah,
to figure out those little nuances. And I think as a base start, this isn't that bad.
No. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything. I think there's too many questions, though. And my problem with this 60-day thing is that it would leave indie developers that want to go this route very vulnerable, because I think they have much more, even though the amount of money that they have to spend to keep up a server instead of a cluster of servers and pay a shit ton of people or whatever, it might be much smaller, but it's a lot more impactful for developers. And this is just if they want, like, even you know, the game that I was thinking about, I would have to do this if I were to go ahead with that because of the one online component that I would want in the game. And so because of that, it's like, well, what does that actually entail? You know, that could be for some of these developers that spend all their money just to make their game.
I think even looking at games that have already crashed or have like discontinued and stuff, most of them already meet that criteria when they do announce it. Most of them do announce within like almost 60 days. Some of them are within a month, but the ones I'm looking at here are either 60 to 90 days are the typical average of what most game developers and people have put out before about shutting down.
No, I 100%
We're only
agree.
talking about the select few that
we're
do
talking
it out of nowhere.
We would be talking about indie developers that they don't succeed. Maybe because they just didn't have the marketing, you know? They didn't factor that in. They still have to abide by this or face whatever legal ramifications could come from it. And that is my big concern here.
Well, I think there's a thing there too. Like if you, it obviously has to be worked out, right? Like if any developer, if you end up, you run out of money and feasibly cannot keep it up for that full 60 days. Maybe, that's obviously something that isn't really talked about in here and does probably need to be clarified. I would agree with that statement.
Yeah, because I mean, if you do something like that, then you're just not giving
it.
Yeah,
if you're not able to help it, that's usually a part where the court's like, "Oh, okay, well, that's not necessarily on your fault."
Yeah,
right?
but I think the way that this is written is that there is some sort of like you have to what's the word? Like you have to plan for that. They want there to be a plan for that, not just willy-nilly. Oh, well, you just ran out of money. Did you have the ability to have to set up those 2 months? Why did you release the game if you didn't? Like you willfully ignore the law. I think there's a bit of that in the way this bill is as it's currently written. Giving certain exceptions to this would maybe probably give it less teeth. For bigger companies who, I think it would be fair to have that on them. And I think that's why previously when we had talked about this, I think there really needs to be a portion of this bill of any of these that say, hey, if you don't make a certain amount of money off of the game, then it's null and void. Like, protect indie developers by doing that. That's all you have to do. Or a certain amount of games sold,
Yeah, I understand where your worry's coming from, but I pulled up a little comparison list of like canceled games and when they were, said they're shutting down to when they shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And this has indie games in it. Like this doesn't have just AAA titles. And like I said, what I'm saying here is that most on average, this isn't an issue. Most of them,
of course, most on average. But it's still going to hurt some indie developers.
On the indie scale, it looks on here. It looks like 30 days is kind of a typical thing. So like there's that. This does double that on them.
Mm-hmm.
But it still seems like pretty negligible. Like most of them wouldn't count. Most indie games fit on the third category, where they download and you have an offline.
You're saying negligible, but the type of person that it's going to hurt is somebody who has, given a lot just to make the game that they really want, and that features some sort of component that's online access only. That they've been maybe not even working a job because. They want to focus on this, so they're tight on money. They're living with their parents or with a family member or something, and they don't have these resources. They're banking on everything going into this game that is a passion project. And if they want to make any little bit of money off of that, because they maybe poured 3 or 4 years into making this game, well, now they have to make sure that they abide by this, even if they don't have the money. Even if they can't, even if, things have not been going great for them otherwise, and they're putting all of their eggs into this one basket. I'm not saying that that's not, what people should do, or saying that it is, but that's the sort of person that this will affect more than anyone, especially if their game isn't successful. Which, let's face it,
like anyone is.
I mean, it's
quite that fair because, in my opinion, it's like, okay, so I'm not trying to trivialize those small people here. I want to make that clear. I have a passion for those, but I don't think it gives us a reason to not try and fight back against the people who are offending the most, which are people making billions of dollars in these big AAA games.
And I agree, yeah.
We need to set some protections up. I think like we're gonna have to talk about it and figure out like smaller details and stuff. Yes, but I don't think those smaller indie developers are enough of a reason to not try and move forward with something. They are not the biggest offenders of this damage.
I agree, but I think those things should have been ironed out before this bill got this far, because it's not clear. And that's the thing, is that, you know, I do think these companies, there needs to be regulation in place, because they're not doing the right thing. You know, we've given them chance and chance again, and the majority of them, they're doing shit like this, where they pull out a game just out of nowhere. See you later, sayonara. Sorry, we didn't get any warning, but you can't get the game anymore. The servers are shut down. Good luck. And that's shitty. One other thing, though, that I do want to mention before we move on is there is no mention of DLC in this bill at all. So, do you get your money back on DLC? No. It specifically says that the stuff is only for the base game. So, when you get your alternate copy of the game, or a patch or whatnot, that could remove all DLC. There's nothing in there at all about expansions or anything about that. It's all specifically written for the base game. So that's something to keep in mind too. I understand that's going to be a difficult subject to broach, because how do you distribute this DLC that other people didn't pay for?
I'm not really seeing anything on like. I mean, you're right. There's nothing on DLC, but I'm also not saying anything that it would disappear, or
it doesn't explicitly say that. There's no mention of DLC at all, and because of that, here's the thing: somebody buys a level, an expansion to a new area in the game, and somebody doesn't, and the end of life is coming up. You cannot build something into this game, into the afterlife support, that would then check to see who has what DLC. You would have to give it all away to everyone, or remove it from everyone.
It's been a big thing, and from like the Stop Killing Games, I know that they've talked about this exact issue before, with DLC and what they would like to see, which is that, you know, you get the DLC that you paid for. Yeah,
but you can't check for that, because if there is an online component that would shut off any part of the game, then it violates this bill. So you would have to build specific packages and deliver those to each individual person based off of the game that they have, which theoretically could be fine if you pre-built that into your game, but that's not the way most of these systems are set up.
Also keep in mind that this bill would not affect any game that's currently out.
Yeah.
It would only affect games after.
Yeah.
This would not. This would not.
So yeah, I mean,
any past purchases.
Yeah, like The Crew, Disney Infinity, Helldivers 2, Elder Scrolls Blades. Those are some big games. Like, if this would have been out when they were discontinued, or, you know, like Doom, that's not really discontinued, but it's one game that could suffer. Same with Helldivers 2. These are the games that you could think of today that would continue definitely under this bill. There's not actually a whole lot of, I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of games that would fall under this. All the sports games, practically every mobile game, would fall under the umbrella of this, but there's not a lot of games where you would see this bill come into action under heavily, because there's a lot of games that offer an online component that, you know, they're also the game itself is sold and has a single player component. And honestly, these developers, all they have to do is just rip out the multiplayer portion of the game. And so you wouldn't get, like for your Call of Duties, a lot of people don't like the campaign. That's not why they're there. So yeah, the game's still around, but not the core of what people play.
I would still say it follows under a playable state. And so it's unfortunate. Yes, your servers got taken away. You can't play it online, but I still think it would fall within the guidelines of a playable state.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I mean, I've stated how low my opinion is of a playable state.
Yeah.
Like you have a game. The best we came up with, or for example, even though it wouldn't fit into this because it's a free-to-play, would be like Marvel Rivals, right? And a playable state could be, I have the things I've purchased. It's got the characters that were in there and the costumes I've purchased. And I have the training arena.
Yeah.
That doesn't leave it in like, that's not why I got the game. That's not why I played it, but at least it's there.
Yeah. Yeah,
At least there is something there.
And I think that's
stuff I purchased have remained, and it's in quote unquote a playable state.
Yeah, and that's just what I want people to keep in mind. Like that's the criteria here.
I'm not asking for much.
Oh yeah, no,
like, I know that
is
low end, and a lot of people are probably asking for more and stuff. But I'm trying to be realistic and reasonable here, right? Like I know not everything is fully up there to that degree.
Yeah, no.
I'm asking for the world here.
I ain't asking for the world. Baby Billy just want $2 million
It's okay.
and an A-ball.
So yeah, we'll have to see how this all goes. But I think this is a good start. I just really I would like to see some mention of DLC in the bill before it goes into full effect.
The DLC thing, and I mean, there's already a lot of talk about like that thing. So I wouldn't be surprised to if not in this bill, further along the way. And I think a lot of the worries that you have, I mean, maybe it should have been talked about more, but sometimes the clarifications aren't thought of, especially by like politicians. They're not as in depth as like we are into the gaming world, right?
Yeah.
So not everybody's on that same like page.
Because they don't watch our podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's true.
But that's why we have like the court, how the courts function. Like we take these through. Yes, it takes time. Yes, things get through.
I think if something isn't added into this bill, though, what it's going to do is these judges are going to side with these big companies. The way that this reads to me, they err on the side of caution usually. And the way it reads to me is this thing doesn't have enough teeth because it's not well defined. And that's the part that I'm concerned about, is that it's not going to enact any change except for these AAA companies saying, we're putting more microtransactions. You're getting a subscription fee. And
I think if they go for subscription fees, I don't know if that's going to work out for them as well as they think.
Maybe not, but
because when you think about like, if they want to like Concord, instead of they offered a subscription. It was like a subscription-based game instead of full-price game. I don't know how many people would have actually hopped on that. You know what I mean?
Probably only 50, half of their player base.
Not a lot, yeah. Half of what they already had, which wasn't a lot.
Yeah, because now you're asking people to. But that's the thing, like, it would just go free to play, and that sort of stuff needs to be figured out, too. There's a lot in here. The bill is very short. It will not take you long to read.
And what do you do about games that go from being paid to free to play?
Yeah, exactly.
Do they then fall under the other umbrella?
Right? Is this it's
Because I mean, I feel gypped from fucking Overwatch when I paid $30 for it and went free to play like
mhm.
fucking 6 months later.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, does that mean that, hey, if these companies want to get out of it, do they just go free to play a year before they decide to shut off the servers? Like,
Yeah.
there's all
I think
these things that need to
plenty-
be considered.
I think some of those though, like even if they got the bill flushed out pretty well, I think some of it would have still had to go through. And some of even what's in the bill will probably still have to go through like court systems.
Yeah.
As you know, even if it does pass, you know, like the ESA and these people, the opponents against it will try and take parts of it to court.
Oh, yeah.
They will either manufacture or look for the right person to help them do so. You know.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll see. You still got more news, so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a few more. I mean, if
let's
you're done with that conversation, I could talk about it all day. So
It's interesting. I think it's. I am happy to see progress being made in in consumer rights. Yeah.
yeah,
Let's see what else. Rockstar. A while back. There hasn't come up, but they fired those 30 people in the UK, which caused a whole uproar. They're being accused of union busting. Well, they just announced, developers of Rockstar Games have announced the Rockstar Games Workers Union, a subsidiary of the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain. They shared it on Twitter this week with a little explanatory video explaining what happened. Being a little recap of over what's happened over the last 6 months. And how all this was kind of catalyzed and rekindled over the firing of these 30 developers.
mm-hmm.
Let's see, where is it? So mid-January, the fired Rockstar workers had looked into getting interim pay while their case was being looked at. This would help keep them paid in between the cases.
Yeah.
This was not. It was denied by the judge or the UK Parliament Employment Tribunal. Some people looked at this as like it wasn't a good sign for them. Although a spokesman for the union did say, like, we've always been clear that the interim relief was an incredibly high bar to meet, and we're likely not going to get it. This was just in hopes. And clearly they didn't meet that bar, but it in no way suggests that Rockstar will be found guilty or of unfair dismissal when the case goes to trial.
Okay.
They have decided, and the Rockstar Gamers Union is going to be fighting for pay transparency, flexible working, and an end to crunch. And in addition, it says that it's gathering donations to cover legal fees necessary to make strong case in court, where they say that we are determined to win justice for the 31 fired workers and show studios like Rockstar that they cannot get away with the disgusting treatment of people whose talent and skill and creativity are what captured their audience and generated their billions. So just kind of big stuff there.
Yep,
They were able to successfully unionize. Great to see, especially at a place like Rockstar. And yeah, I really hope they help get those 31 workers, because it's rare that you read such like blatant union busting.
Right.
That it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see where this is all going to end up. It's fucking Rockstar.
So I had one other thing. I actually need to send you the link for it real quick.
Oh.
I'm going to change my last one up. I had forgotten about this. And it ties in better to what we were just talking about. I had mentioned, it's kind of like an update. I had mentioned that Wizards of the Coast game developers, the people who are behind the development of Magic Arena, Magic the Gathering Arena, we're trying to unionize.
Yeah.
We're putting a vote to unionize, which Wizards of the Coast failed to recognize voluntarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were called to voluntarily recognize the union by May 1st. That deadline passed without an official response, although they did respond to the press, which was dumb. So, spotted by Kotaku.
Whoa, Kotaku.
Yeah. Multiple Wizards of the Coast employees shared images of a letter that the correspondents describe as union membership as joining forces with a third party, and suggesting that voting to unionize could result in members ending up with less than you have.
Wow. That's a statement.
It also stated by that rejecting the union representation, Wizards of the Coast will be able to work directly with employees on workplace matters, with a much greater degree of flexibility than typical rigid union contracts. And these are quotes from the letter. As you consider your decision, it may be helpful to understand how union representation works. If employees choose union representation, the CWA will serve as employees' representative in collective bargaining with the company. That process typically involves negotiation over wages, benefits, scheduling, and other terms and conditions of employment. Outcomes are not predetermined, and it depends on negotiations between both parties. All benefits and perks you currently enjoy would be on the bargaining table for both parties to negotiate based on what's most important to them. That means you could end up with more, the same, or less than you have now. No union can guarantee what would happen in the bargaining process, which can be lengthy, 465 days on average.
Wow. That's a whole level of scum.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was pretty bog standard union voting response, though, from the companies.
I mean, well, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I guess it's not a public statement.
Yes,
it
it
was
is scummy.
Yeah.
It's not quite as disgusting as
They
hearing
always are.
it's not quite as disgusting as hearing Amazon having put up posters in the bathroom about talking about how you want that PS5. You could. You
Yeah, I
could've-
remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
If you paid your union dues, you wouldn't be able to afford your PS5.
Right.
I can't find the PS5 now. I want to be very clear that this is a ridiculous statement. Most unions end up with more than
Yeah.
they had before. The collective bargaining is your key.
Yep.
If you don't do it, your only bargaining is to yourself. You need to come together as workers and do that.
Yeah.
It is usually for the best. And you will usually end up with more. You might lose one or two benefits before, but you will end up with better and more benefits.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna lose any benefits either, honestly.
Yeah. Very probably
but
not.
You might lose like
It might be a
something
different
small.
benefit. Yeah, like you. It might be like some weird one-off thing that they're like, "Oh, we're getting rid of this, but you're
We're getting rid
getting
of
better medical."
Hawaiian
you know?
shirt Fridays now because the union. You guys got health insurance now, but man, miss those Fridays, man.
yeah.
That's where it really was at.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
took off Pajama Monday.
Yeah, no more weekly pizza parties. Sorry.
Instead, we have to give you more money.
You guys get it came down to 2 weeks of paid vacation a year or a pizza party once a year. So you guys losing that pizza party. Sorry. Damn unions.
Exactly.
Yes. This is an utterly ridiculous statement, especially the lengthy bargaining process that it could take a year and a half. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it does happen, but
Usually the starting
who's
one,
gonna
though,
hurt
usually-
more?
Usually the starting contract doesn't take nearly as long. They are talking about negotiations
Yeah.
between after starting ones. When I looked it up, usually like when they become a union and that beginning negotiation contract happens, that can take anywhere from 6 months to a year to fully flesh out. Other than that, what I see, the average ones he's talking about and the ones that scale it to that year and a half are the ones that are like well after the fact, where they're renegotiating for something.
Yeah, exactly.
And those can be lengthy, yes. But you're protected in the meantime because you already had the preval.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for everyone. This is classic union busting letter. Then, screw Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast
Yeah.
for this response. You disgust me. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and not worry about the last one, unless you'd like to do it.
No. That's cool. Larry's. Let's get on to our weeks. Who went
What
first
weeks
last
they
time?
were?
I
I go
Yeah.
first?
Probably.
It wasn't me.
I don't remember. Obviously, it wasn't Christian, or he'd let us know.
Yeah. Someone's been you.
I
Oh, shit.
hate you guys.
That's what you should, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you go first, Andrew?
Okay. I'm a bitch about it.
No kidding.
I had to go first this week. You want to go first?
Yeah. Hurry up and go.
Okay. I did some stuff, although not a lot of stuff. Did some stuff. Little update came out for this TerraTech Legion game I've been playing on the streams. I think it came out like Monday or Tuesday, so pretty shortly after I played it last week. But they added block banning, so now I can ban choices, which is nice. Really made the game a lot better, especially for this one character. It was all about getting like really good stuff out of out of the crates. Like, we got a high luck score, so they get all the good stuff out of there, but they just kept getting bogged down with a bunch of crap. So now I can banish that stuff. Reroll it. So that's pretty cool. Nothing too crazy, but pretty fun. And then a couple other like balance patches that they put out for it. But all like good additions to it. Just some post launch stuff. Probably stuff that should have been in there before the game launched, honestly. But that's okay. They're getting there. They're working on it.
Good.
I don't know if I would have called the game 1.0, but I guess they decided it was worthy to be called 1.0. You know, they're entitled to their incorrect opinions, I guess. Pretty fun though. I mean, I've talked about it before on here too. An enjoyable little Survivor game. I've been liking it a lot. Build my own rig and everything. What else? What else came out? Well, after Christian was playing Space Haven, I also have been playing a lot of Space Haven. That's what's been eating up most of my time. I've started some new stuff on there. Well, I've been playing on the station where you build your own space station. I don't actually have to float around systems, which has definitely ups and downs to it. It's kind of tricky because I can't just like pick where I go, so I can't just like hunt down the resources I need. I just have to hope that they drift by the station. But it's easy in some other regards. I don't have to worry about like fuel for my spaceship because I don't have a spaceship. I don't have to worry about like hyperdrive jumps or anything because I'm not doing those.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different approach to the game. It makes it feel a bit more like RimWorld, which is maybe a good or bad thing, I guess, depending on how you look at it. I mean, it feels pretty RimWorld-y anyway, but it does kind of take out one of the things that gave the game its own identity versus RimWorld. It brings it even closer to RimWorld. So, I mean, I guess depending on how much you want the game to be like RimWorld or different from RimWorld, the results may vary depending on what you want to play there. But overall, I think a very enjoyable game. At least I've been having a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with it. I imagine Christian has been too. He's been like streaming it and stuff.
I'm playing it right now.
Oh yeah, he's playing it right now. Aha! You do like that game.
I'm watching the CGB crew right now. Go hardworking people.
Oh yeah, that's right. You named them all after CGB crewers.
Yeah.
You're building our new shielding station.
It's classic me. Yeah, Space Haven's really fun.
On melting ice, Frankie is being lazy. He's idling.
Yep, sounds like me. So idle.
Classic.
Not that there's not research to do.
Research? Who wants to do research?
You're a research guy.
Oh.
I'm I don't know what I do on there. Guns. I'm good at guns.
Guns.
Pretty important. Shit, what else did I do this week? Not a lot actually. Mostly played Space Haven. I got to win a game of Magic yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Christian and the rest allowed me to win.
Hey, you're welcome.
You guys
Very
didn't
nice
let
of
me. Brienne even dug in, and even when she probably would have been out, she dug in and dropped that board wipe and tried to get ahead. Still ended up winning it, but you guys dug in and
They'll let you just have it.
made me earn it. No, it's good. It's good. I wanted to get a bunch of play testing on that.
Never gonna let you
Perfect.
just have it.
Well, I mean, they do. We oftentimes like scoop if stuff's going nowhere or somebody clearly has it.
That's fair. We do.
So if I think I got a chance of pulling it out,
Mm-hmm.
then I will dig in and make the other person earn it. Do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Long ways. No, it's good. Had some good games yesterday. So yeah, that was fun. I haven't won a game of Magic in a while, so it's good to felt good to win again.
Mm-hmm.
Needed a dub.
Yeah.
What else? I played any other video games I've been playing? I don't think so. Nothing too exciting on Game Pass. Or at least to me. They've actually put a lot of stuff up on Game Pass, but nothing really grabbed my interest there too much. I've been I haven't really played any more Subnautica. I've been sleeping on it. Figured I'd wait until we do like a group playthrough thing. Do multiplayer playthrough.
Yeah.
That way I'm not like burned out on the game already.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So kind of just holding off on that. Although we've got our other multiplayer game.
I kind of wanted to wait till there was a little bit more content. From what I understand right now, it's
not
good,
too
but there's not
much
a whole
there,
lot.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're playing multiplayer, we're gonna see it all pretty quick, I imagine. Shoot. What else? I watched me and Christian watched All You Need Is Kill. It was a anime based on the same book that Edge of Tomorrow was based on.
Oh. Yeah.
But that's the name of the book, is All You Need Is Kill.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I've never read the book, so I don't know if this anime was closer to the book than Edge of Tomorrow. I assume it is, because the novel's also Japanese.
Tell you, it made me want to read the book.
So they probably did a better job of when they made the movie. Also, the Edge of Tomorrow feels very like novel that they then Hollywood jammed a bunch of shit into. Feels like a very Hollywoodized novel, whereas the All You Need Is Kill anime felt a lot more like probably pretty close to the novel. And a fun anime. I'm not super huge on animes normally. I don't give a shit about all the Shonen Jump shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all homogenized garbage, but beautifully animated. The All You Need Is Kill. Great animation style. Not something I see being used a lot, although I've seen that style before, but not something I see getting used a lot. Quite liked it. Really liked the mech designs. It was something
Almost
I haven't really seen much of.
Yeah.
a low minimal.
Like a
minimalistic.
That was all really really cool. Really liked what they did with it. Recommend it. They if you don't want to read your movies, there's a dub out there for it too. I'd recommend that movie to just anybody. It's a fun little action adventure. It's the same. If you've seen Edge of Tomorrow, you already know the premise. Somebody like kills an alien and they get stuck in a time loop because they killed that alien. They're trying to figure out how to get out of it. Both stories hit the same beats. Although we follow a woman protagonist instead of it being Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise's character is also in the movie, but I'm assuming it's probably true in the novel too. It probably follows like the female character, like the female lead from the movie.
Yeah.
And then whereas like in Edge of Tomorrow, like Tom Cruise finds out that
I shared an image from the anime you can show.
Play the trailer.
I guess that's true. I was just gonna share an image so you can see what the anime style looked like.
Yeah.
Really good movie though. I liked it. Definitely plays out differently. Obviously not a movie as, made for my American sensibilities as Edge of Tomorrow is. It's a lot less pro-military. The military is actually not involved at all in that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like they're like construction workers
Oh,
Volunteers.
who are dealing with like the alien thing.
Yeah,
interesting.
they're like volunteers mining out the stuff.
Yeah, because there's some like alien tree that shows up on Earth a year before the events of the movie, but there aren't any like creatures running around or anything. The day that the time loop happens is when the like tree shits out a bunch of creatures and they kill everything on Earth.
That's cool. Huh. I gotta check this out for sure.
But I mean, it ends up playing out kind of the same. Like the two characters start using the time loop to figure out how to take the thing down and try a few different things.
Yeah.
And then end up taking it down in the end. It plays out a little bit differently than the Tom Cruise movie, although honestly kind of made more sense than the Tom Cruise movie. Which also makes me think it might have been closer to the novel.
I liked
know,
it
though.
more.
Have you read the novel and seen the movie? Tell us in the comments below if it's pretty close to the novel. It seems
I
like
like-
it is.
I liked it more than Edge of Tomorrow. Although Edge of Tomorrow was satisfying and getting to watch Tom Cruise die again and again.
I think Edge of Tomorrow handles the death stuff a lot funnier. They do good like turning that into levity.
Yeah.
That's true.
Although it's pretty funny in the other one too. They don't make the characters like horribly traumatized because they have to die every day. Which I imagine I would. That sounds like some kind of hell to be
Right.
stuck in.
hmm
Viciously murdered by weird alien creatures every day, and that's just your day to day.
That's just your day to day.
Just the day.
That's a Tuesday.
I don't think you need to catch up on your Friends and Neighbors. I think I got an episode of that to watch. But is there any other shows? Rick and Morty started season 9.
Yep.
That
It was a pretty good episode, I
was a
thought.
good episode. Yeah, I liked it. Nothing special, but that was a good episode. I laughed. I learned. I loved.
Did you cry?
No.
No.
Not a big crier.
Oh man. Oh crap.
I think that was it, yeah. I mean, I've been slowly watching Primal, but I'm on like season 2 of that, and that's not like a new show or anything. Just been slowly watching that. I watch like an episode or 2 a day.
Primal's good.
Or like a week. He'll watch like an episode or 2 a week. It is really good.
It's one of those ones I enjoy watching kind of slowly, just because it's that.
Well, there's no
is
dialogue.
slow,
It's very like
yeah.
quiet. Yeah, it's very like quiet, somber show. I mean, there's a lot of like crazy action sequences, but it was a very like quiet show since there's any dialogue or anything. But since there's also not any dialogue, I gotta actually like watch the show. So it's not something I can put on while I play video games. It's something I gotta actually pay attention to. Especially because I've never seen it before. But honestly, I don't know what the point of putting it on while I was playing video games would be if I did do that. So I just listen to occasional grunts and snarls. There's nothing there for me. It's a much more visually interesting show than the soundscapes are for. Not well written dialogue. Not very compelling on that end. Everything else is fantastic. I like it quite a bit. But yeah, it's something I've been consuming slowly because it is just like after a couple episodes, it's hard to. My ADHD kicks in. I need somebody to be like talking again in the show, like dialogue. But it is very enjoyable. Really like the animation on that one too. and just the general like vibe of the show.
Yeah.
You seen it? I imagine probably some of it. You ever seen Primal?
Nope.
I think Christian's seen all of it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it. I love it. I think it's like, what's his name? Gendrick, the creator.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Genji. What's his name? Damn it.
Something
That's
Russian.
gonna bug me.
You're never gonna pronounce that. Just say Smith and Jones or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, that that
Oh,
show's-
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Okay, you found it. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, it's
He also,
enjoyable show.
he's also, yeah, he's behind like a whole bunch of Cartoon Network stuff.
Yes, he's very popular on the Adult Swim.
Okay. Okay.
For their lineup. Let's see. I think that's about.
Yeah, he was known for Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, Star Wars: The Clone Wars,
The animated
Unicorn
one, not the-
Warrior Eternal. Yeah, the cartoon.
I mean, I guess the 3D one was animated too, technically. But the other Clone Wars.
Yeah.
The one that didn't look like just a video game cutscene in his first season.
No, it would have been, he was behind the pilot. It would have been the pilot episode of the cartoon. Was animated in his. Yeah.
Oh, figured it out.
What else you got?
I think that's about it. I kind of ran out of stuff that I did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Don't really have too much else. What do you guys got?
I guess I'll go.
Yeah. Do it.
Playing Space Haven, good times. Frankie, you're at the looks like you're at the shielding computer now, doing shielding stuff, putting up our shields.
It's what I do.
I'm building walls. What else? I tried to play Mixtape, that narrative game that came out.
Hmm.
And I didn't like it. The story wasn't really doing it for me, dog.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I like narrative games enough, but usually, like when you have like the mini game things happen, there's always like a fail state. You can like fail.
Yeah.
But this one just didn't seem to have that. No matter what I did, I couldn't fail. At some points, being even like kind of funny about it. There's one point where you're like driving down the road and you can hit buttons and your guys like rock out while they're driving down the street, all like headbanging. Which is funny and all, but you can get it like, because there's no consequence or rhythm or anything to face, you can just mash those buttons as fast as you can, and
Yeah.
it just looks like they're having a stroke seizure on the thing, and so that's a little humor or whatever. I just couldn't get into the story, and it clearly wasn't for me. If you're like really, really into music and making life a soundtrack, you might really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think there's probably a story there for
Someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't really vibing with it myself either, but there's got to be a story there for someone.
So I'm not gonna just call it a bad game on any sense. I think if you're into narrative games, you probably understand that not all of them are for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's hit or miss there for you as an individual. So yeah, I did that. Played some what was that called? Outbound? Is that the name of it? Yeah, Outbound.
Sure.
A little like cozy survival game where you have like, it's on Game Pass, you have like a camper van that you're out of and you drive around. It seems like a stationary map. Exploring a little story and whatnot. It's kind of interesting. A little slow and a little maybe a little too cozy for my taste of survival. But not bad.
I heard some complaints about that game was a little too slow.
That's where I'm at. It is a little slow, and it's like, okay, can we do something?
Okay.
But I kind of like it, but it's definitely like I said, just a little too cozy to be all that engaging. I'm also in the middle of a new audiobook. Book 19 of The Wandering End just came out earlier this week. And so I definitely go on like a spree of playing games that I don't have to listen to for that, which Space Shade is perfect.
That's fair.
So I've been doing that. That book has been really good. I think that author has really grown into being able to do like big battles really well. The last couple books have had like some pretty big significant battles happen. And they just had a whole big one where it was like 5 armies end up like clashing together. And it was like crazy, you know. It's like at first it's just like 3 armies of more or less humanoid things and classic armies going against each other. And then these like minotaurs show up and they just start beating the shit out of everybody. And then like the minotaurs do their damage and they start running away. And all of a sudden this fucking pirate shows up and fucking surfing their fucking ship across the desert sands because they have a skill that gives them like a giant wave so they can go on land. And they're all swinging from their masses, murdering the shit out of people. It was crazy. It was a crazy book. Really fun so far. Like it. All You Need Is Kill. Watch that. That was good. Pretty much said everything about that. Yeah, Rick and Morty, which I thought was it was a pretty good episode. Bringing back a classic. We're bringing in another classic character. I hope they appear more than they have previously. We got Evil Morty came back. Which is
Morty did come back.
Which is always cool.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
When you get characters like that. What else? Not much.
It's not too bad.
Play any other games? Oh, I've been playing Rings of Saturn a lot. As another game that's really easy to play while listening to a book, or you just kind of like go on like a little mining ship and you're going after minerals to make money so you can keep your ship going, so you can hire like a bigger crew that give you bigger stuff. It's just a like work simulator type game. Instead, you just control like a little like mining ship and go collect minerals in the Rings of Saturn.
That's cool.
I'm trying to get like deep inside the rings as you can go. I know that there's like an achievement for getting past like forgot what it's called, Kepler belt or something like that. It's like the gap.
Kuiper?
I don't know. It's when you look at Saturn, it's got the rings, right? But it's got like a clear gap where there's like two separate set of rings.
Yeah.
And it's that gap in between the two sets of rings. I know that there's an achievement for crossing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even made it like... I think I've made it close to halfway into the first set of rings.
There's
like the first ring.
There's 3 gaps: the Cassini division, the Enki gap, and the Keeler gap.
Keeler, I think.
Yeah, that's near the outer edge. So
yeah, that's the first one, right?
Yeah,
it's like the first big gap.
Yeah, 40.
Going from the outside in, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't specify which direction you're going.
I guess that's fair. There's space. You could be heading from any direction. Pretty fun. It's not much. It's more like addicting. I can do one more run type thing. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like work sim.
Yeah. I've finished a book called Battle Mage. That was pretty good. This one was like a standalone book, but not part of like a series or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice. Sometimes I read a lot of book series, so sometimes it's nice to just be able to have finished.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at pictures
the book
of
is
Saturn's
by
rings.
Peter A. Flannery. It was pretty good. It's about like these battle mages who have like a little bond with dragons, and this you follow this one like shunned noble kid who becomes one of these battle mages to fight these like demons. Pretty good. Pretty fun.
Nice. Anything else, or?
No, I think that's it. I was trying to think.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have. I don't really do much else. Magic won a game in Magic.
Mm-hmm.
The first game of the day, because that's how cool people do it.
Cheaters do it.
I'm not a cheater.
Okay. Said every cheater ever.
Right.
Checkmate, cheater.
Yeah, you got me.
I knew it.
I'm
He admits
so
it.
hurt. So hurt.
Hmm.
Can you tell?
I can tell.
I don't know. Not really. It's not really sarcastic about it.
No, it's real.
You actually hurt her.
Oh,
See,
That's
shit.
probably just how much you're hurt. You can't
Yeah,
tone
Yeah.
right.
yeah, exactly.
You're
My
really torn up
emotions.
about this.
His heart is breaking.
my emotions are all jumbled.
Nice. All right. I guess that leaves me.
Well, I went first this week.
It's true.
That's a good point.
You did. Accurate statement. Um.
I'm still gonna forget by next week that I went first this week. So I
No,
want to
no,
get
no,
those
no.
in while I can.
That's fair. Ooh, just picked up a hallucinogen and
Lucky.
and oh, things are getting wavy here. Okay.
Wavy.
Yeah, and the music went all weird.
Nice.
Yeah, and
I like wavy.
and everything is crab.
I like gravy.
Gravy's also very good.
This is too good. I love this game.
Frankie, brown gravy or white gravy? What do you think?
I don't like gravy at all.
What,
the
the
fuck?
fuck?
Yep. I'm not a gravy person. I've learned to accept it when
Cut that,
it's
cut
been
that, cut that, cut that.
poured
Cut that.
on my mashed potatoes without my consent. But I would never.
Oh, I do agree. I don't like people. I decide what goes on my mashed potatoes. I don't like my mashed potatoes being pre-gravied.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do fuck with some gravy.
Yeah, no.
I think overall I prefer brown, but white does have its place.
I think if you made me choose, I think I would prefer brown too. I think it is the superior.
All right. Christian, thoughts? He's still stunned about your dislike of gravy, in
Right.
general.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know
who you are.
I thought I knew you.
No, I've never liked it. I keep trying it. It's just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I'm weird.
It's... Huh.
Yep.
You think you know people? Flabbergasted.
But yeah,
Sorry,
so
go ahead and tell us about your week.
yeah. No worries.
Gravy time. You don't even like. We found out Frankie doesn't like gravy.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Crazy thing I've ever heard. But I think it depends. It's to answer the question. I don't think I ever did, but I think it depends.
Okay.
You guys gonna cook like which is better? I think it
Yeah.
depends on the dish because I love like a chicken fried steak with some country gravy. But I think overall I do prefer a brown.
You can like them both, but yeah, we're talking about which one's better. Yeah.
I think overall I do prefer like a brown gravy over anything else. But depending on the dish.
Yeah. That's
Well, yeah.
fair.
No, yeah. If I got like a chicken strip basket, I want white gravy with that. I want to dip my chicken strip in fries and toast in brown gravy. Not that wouldn't also be good, but that just feels more like a white gravy situation.
Yeah,
But if someone just gave me some mashed potatoes and they were like, "Do you want white gravy or brown gravy on top?" I'm gonna get brown gravy on top of the mashed potatoes.
or like I'm doing biscuits and gravy. I want that like white creamy sausage gravy.
Right? Yeah. It should be a white gravy for biscuits and gravy.
But like for mashed potatoes and like almost anything else, yeah, I'd take a brown.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of just like white gravy in dishes that more traditionally come with it. But anytime where there would be an option of the two, I'm gonna take that brown gravy.
I think that's fair.
What do you put on your potatoes if not gravy?
Biscuit. Duh.
Red chili.
You put biscuit on your potato?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Mashed potatoes is what I put on a biscuit. But with potatoes, I mean, I just do.
I'm asking
I just
what
do.
you put on your potato.
Yeah, just regular potatoes. That's I just put some butter.
Okay. Yeah.
That's about it. Now I have to stay away from too many potatoes, so I can't have just a potato. At times, I could
Yeah, a
have
lot of
some of
carbs.
that potato.
Lot of carbs.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's see here. My week though. I haven't done too much gaming. Playing some more, a bit here and there of this Everything is Crab. Shown that off before, so not much to say. It's a lot of fun progressing through it. Same with Balatro. I have one more deck to unlock on both my phone and computer. So that's exciting. But yeah, the Plasma deck is simultaneously a lot easier and also a lot harder. So I like that the decks change things up in that way, where it's different, you know. And then I was gonna pick up, but I just haven't had time to get around to it. Mina the Howler. You guys seen this?
Yeah, I've been wanting to pick that up. I was just talking about it earlier today.
Yeah, looks great. So yeah, we'll see. That's my plan. But let's see. So I finished Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. It ended with Star Wars 1313 and the development hell behind that game, and it was exciting and good. I can't recommend it anymore. It's a very good insight into what goes on behind the scenes, and it gives such a complete view, top to bottom. You know. Money concerns, development concerns, time constraints, all of the things, you know, what it really means for crunch time, what it means for companies that don't have crunch time versus companies that do. How there's tons of people who, like, yeah, they don't want to have crunch time, but it's like, oh, when we get down to it, it's like we want to make the game perfect. So we've like self-imposed crunch on ourselves. And whether that, you know, extends to everybody, you know, like there's companies that don't require it. So like some staff, they don't do it. And it's interesting to see how that works in different companies and different communities, right? But yeah, that's just one aspect of the tons that he goes through. It's really interesting stuff. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, Jason Schreier stuff's great.
Yeah, he's great, and it seems like he's really good at interviewing people. So he gets the answers.
Oh, his sources are like insane.
Oh yeah, no, he practically knows everyone in the gaming industry. It feels like he's been around for a while. So we've been doing some more Daredevil. We got, I think it's episode 7. We got to episode 7, and I feel like that episode has been better than previous ones. I feel also like I might have gotten the point of this whole season from this one episode. There are a few statements made. I gotta see how it goes, because if that's not the point of it, then God, do I really just hate Matt Murdock at this point. But yeah. Huh?
Maybe that's the point. Make you hate Matt Murdock.
I think that's supposed to be the point, because there's just an interaction with one character where she talks about, like, she puts him down like pretty much every way she can. It's like, this is a minor character. The scene didn't really need to happen. Like, it kind of did, to show like a bit of good on Matt's side or whatever, but like the whole conversation that happened, it didn't need to happen that way, and it seemed a little like, why does she feel this way exactly? And I think that's the point, because you're supposed to hate Matt Murdock, right? And so I don't know. We'll see how it turns out if they bring that to a good fruition. But all I know is that for the most part, this season just really makes me hate the first season of Born Again. Like, so we'll see if that opinion changes at all.
I
But
don't think it will. I'm gonna call it.
I mean, the second season of Born Again.
much
It's
better.
Way better.
Good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Although I don't know if you're already coming off season 3 of Daredevil and like getting into Born Again, that's a tough couple seasons to get through for.
And important thing to keep in mind is that
Way off.
Born Again isn't necessarily following what happened in Netflix.
And-
No, it's kind of a
they're-
soft
they're
reboot to the show. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
see some. You're gonna see a couple like cameos from like Punisher's gonna hang out for an episode, and then we get Jessica Jones in season 2 for a couple episodes. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember watching
nothing
the
nothing
first.
crazy to tie it into the Netflix run of Daredevil.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
my
it's
thing
'cause-
going into season 2 of the Netflix Daredevil. Was I was like, how do we get to where everything happens in Born Again? Because like none of this makes sense. Like it has to like come together in season 3 if it's all tied together. But it really feels like it's
Well, it's
not
not-
going to
it's
make
not.
it. Yeah,
It's not tied to. They're not tied together at all.
yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
the important thing
It's
that
just the
makes
same
it
Other than
character,
having the
same
same
people.
actor in
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
No, they got the same people, but it is they are just copying Frank Miller's comic
Frank Miller's Daredevil run.
Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
It's not
Which was-
Netflix's
which was
Daredevil
praised
Born
as
Again.
the-
It's
That's kind of the comic that made Daredevil like what he is. A lot of stuff that is at this point integral to Daredevil's character was originally written in Born Again. I think his whole like
Catholic thing.
Catholic thing is
Hmm.
from the Born Again.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that the problem here is that the Netflix show, and I mean, I didn't read Frank Miller's Daredevil. I've never been like a big fan of Daredevil. So I don't know, but it just feels like it might be the same. Like, it's obviously not the same storyline, but it hits so many of the same points in that one season of Born Again versus what was spread out across 3 seasons so far of the Netflix show. That yeah, I think I shouldn't have watched the Netflix show still. So
I mean, you could have completely skipped it and come into Born Again. You're not missing
Yeah.
anything.
yeah, no,
And you already know who like the Punisher is. You don't
Right,
really
yeah.
need- their past interactions aren't really that important for their interactions on.
but I do, since we're this far in, I do
Yeah.
want to just kind of see what happens at least with the rest of this season. I mean, we're 3 episodes away, so kind of like might as well.
I mean, I was a little
Yeah.
confused with when Jessica Jones showed up because I only watched the first season of that show. I don't really know where Jessica Jones like ended up shaking out at the end of that show.
Yeah, same here.
I only vaguely remember what was going on there anyway. Oh, David Tennant was a fun villain. Whatever the hell
Was.
the name of that villain was.
Kilgore.
Kilgore. How appropriate.
Kilgrave. Isn't it?
Kilgrave. How appropriate.
My bad.
That was a fun villain on Jessica Jones there. That was,
Yeah.
That was good. And kind of the only thing I don't even remember. Until her cameo on Daredevil, I'd completely forgotten like what her profession was. I was like, oh yeah, she's like a private detective or some shit like that. But until that cameo in season 2, I completely forgot like what she did or anything.
Mhm.
I kind of forgot what her powers were. Just like super strength or whatever, right? Like she's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. She's like invulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, none of those shows are particularly good. I guess Born Again's pretty middling too, honestly. Some highlights though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Born Again is better than the Netflix one overall. I just feel like the seasons are too long. That's my biggest complaint about.
Yeah, they do
the
end up with a
Netflix
lot
show.
of like filler episodes.
Yeah.
Because of that. Yeah, that's just kind of a Netflix problem in general.
Yeah, exactly.
I had that with Stranger Things too.
Yep.
All the seasons of Stranger Things got at least one bad filler episode in them.
Yeah. And then the last thing I really got is Euphoria. Been watching more of that season.
Ugh.
It's pretty insane. I still think it's good
Maybe I
though.
shouldn't be judgy. I've never seen Euphoria.
I see. The thing is that like,
I just don't really care about following high school kids do high school kid shit.
I mean that's the thing. It's it's a lot like Kids or 13 where it's like Jesus fucking Christ, like. But I think this one, it's when it comes to Euphoria, like you get more of the human-y bits because like Zendaya's character is like her struggle with addiction is just something that's very real. Everything that she goes through with it. So her character being that anchor for all these other kids that are just batshit crazy. But the new season, it takes place like they're out of high school, they're out of college. Like,
Well, I hope so. This new season's got Sydney Sweeney doing OnlyFans stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean,
All I know
like
about new season.
in season 1 and 2 of it, like there's a character she was like underage, like prostituting herself out. It's like crazy shit. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like I know the show's come under fire because they're like, oh, it's like promoting this lifestyle or whatever. Like, if you guys haven't seen the show, you would know it is not promoting this,
Well, yeah, I don't
shit
think
at all.
I can't imagine that the show is like displaying that in any sort of good light.
Yeah, no.
It's probably very much so condemning that.
Yeah, it's very much a like,
Just in the way it's presented. Yeah.
yeah, it's very, very cautionary tale, and it's
I mean, that might be
Yeah.
showing that. I don't know about promoting. That might be showing that lifestyle, but
yeah,
I'm sure the point of that is, and probably very clearly the point of that is to.
yeah. I don't know why people think that. I think
that.
yeah. Other than like,
don't
oh, they read about it, so now they gotta attack it because whatever. You gotta think of the children.
No, I mean, I mean, when I heard that they had like Sydney Sweeney's character doing OnlyFans stuff, I didn't think that was like, oh, they're doing like some weird exploitation thing. I thought,
No.
okay, that show's exploring like that avenue that people sometimes have to take to make money.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean
probably
you.
different
but-
reasons why they would take that. Maybe not even to make money. Some people take that avenue. Some people like the work and take that avenue. Some people take it for like. That just to fill other needs that they might have. They might just like the attention or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons somebody could get into that. None of those reasons should really be like looked down upon or anything.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's good that shows be exploring sex work. I'm sure it comes with its positives and negatives. I don't know how the show's going to handle it, but
I did hear that there was a little bit of pushback on it from some OnlyFans. Just say, like creators say that they make it look too easy.
oh yeah, I did hear about
Yeah.
that, like that pushback from it, where it's not.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not like it's not just something. It's not something that these like. There's plenty of women who do that professionally. It's their day job.
yeah.
So, and they don't care, and they've worked hard to be in that career and get to where they are in that career.
Well, I
So
don't
that they
get.
could do it as a day job.
Yeah, I don't get why they
And
say that
it's-
because like Sydney or whatever her name is, her character like has difficulties like getting it off the ground. She has to get help from other people. Like they show that it's not like, oh, you could just do it one and done.
Well, I think the problem is more just how easy she was able to get
It's
into, or how
probably-
not dedicating full time to it.
Oh, she was. So that was the
part
thing.
of it part of it probably kind of stems from like a TV show aspect,
Where they're skipping a lot of time.
Time can get
Well, yeah.
skewed,
Yeah, exactly.
and people's perception, especially when you like binge something or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
something that, oh, this, you're not looking at the actual time scale here.
Yeah, exactly.
But I hate to be this guy, but we should try and wrap up.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh shit, we gotta play. We got other stuff to do.
Well, yeah. We can cut it there.
Realized it gotten so late.
Yeah. Where's the music? Somewhere. I have a button. There we go. So yeah, that'll do it for us today. Thank you everyone for joining us. You can catch us here on the Twitch, the YouTubes, the what have yous, or on our website, classicgamerbrain.com. You can also join in on our Discord at discord.classicgamerbrain.com. What else? Got other
Hit
things,
that
right?
like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah, do all the things.
Do all of the things. All of them. Tell us how much you hate me. Tell us how much you like me. Tell us whatever you want.
Yeah, that does it. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
Man, they better do all the things.
They better. See.
Do any of those things? You won't.
You won't.
No, they're gonna.
Yeah, but you won't.